I think the commercials got me. Maybe I was watching. I think for as long as I remember, I wanted to join the military, not specifically the Marine Corps. I went and actually looked at all of them, the Navy, the Air Force, and I was originally actually going to join the Navy for their nuclear program. And it was they had a $60,000 signing bonus, and it sounded all sexy and high speed. And then I went over to the Marine recruiter, and they offered recon, which at the time I had no fucking clue what it was. And they offered me a $3,000 signing bonus, which sounded so much better than the 60. And so I signed the paperwork, and next thing you know, I was in recon. I signed up when I was 18 for like delayed entry, and I actually didn't go until I was 19. It wasn't. I thought it'd be a little bit more physical than what it was, but it was definitely great. Now that I look back, I mean, boot camps like it hasn't changed for decades because it's designed so perfectly to kind of break you down and then build you back up, and you see the quality of Marines across the generations, and it really starts at boot camp. I always say the biggest thing they teach you, which to most people wouldn't matter, is like you got to tie your boot laces left over right. They teach you all the little small details, so that's what you pay attention to. Why am I wasting my time tying my boot laces to that? But they teach you to be precise on everything you do. And it's kind of some of the stuff that you don't really see in like the Army and the Navy boot camps and everything. The Marine Corps starts at the smallest detail and then works up to the bigger picture. And that's why the level of troops that you see from the Marine Corps, I think, are totally different. Because the Marine Corps is like it's a 24/7. It's a lifestyle. Where like the Army, it's a 9-to-5 job. The Navy, 9-to-5 job. Fucking Air Force, I don't know what they do. I think Full Metal Jacket is like a perfect window into what boot camp is. It still hasn't changed. The squad bays are the same. The way Arlie Ermy depicted it, it's still the same for the past lifetime of the Marine Corps, and it's probably always going to stay that way. So I don't know how bad the stereotypes are with boot camp, but it's the rest of the Marine Corps. A lot of people think people are mindless, crazed individuals that aren't independent thinkers. They're not critical thinkers, and you're not seeing it. A lot of these guys are a lot sharper than they've ever been. That are serving in the military today. I did my first tour in Afghanistan. It was kind of strange. For that, we were still peacetime military, and we didn't have big budgets. That's why you see a lot of stuff in like the series where people complain about batteries and not having equipment. In Afghanistan, our team, we had one set of night vision for the entire team. We went over there with a spotting scope. It was called M49 spotting scope. The thing was built in 1949. We just got M4s. That was the new equipment we had, and we were happy as shit to have those. But I mean, we didn't have plates, we didn't have flax, we didn't have helmets. We had the bare minimum gear. But for us, we had everything we ever needed. And we started doing reconnaissance, a place called Camp Rhino, and just punching out, doing perimeter security, and kind of, I guess, really getting our feet wet to what we're going to do. But it was truly still a very peacetime military, and we're just executing what we've trained over the past multiple years. The first time I think we really saw it was An Nazaré at the bridge scene, but it was kind of weird for me. It's funny. A lot of people refer to watching a Vietnam movie, and I think it's because Bravo, my company, we were stuck inside. We couldn't fire, and we were getting hit by artillery, mortars, and incoming rounds. But we were surrounded by friendlies, so we're in a position where we were forced to punch into An Nazaré and medevac people. And so it was kind of very surreal because we kind of felt helpless. We had to just sit there and couldn't return fire. We're punching up a canal to actually kind of do a feint into Al Garaf. And we pushed up along the canals, and you could tell the locals, everyone was disappearing out of the cities. And right away I had that intuition that, we're going to be in it up here in a little bit. The locals were telling us that it was an unfriendly city. Everything was saying that there's going to be a firefight up ahead. And right when we rolled into the city, just gunfire erupted. My driver got shot in the arm, and it was kind of like chaos because it wasn't a conventional military that we were fighting. It wasn't red versus blue. It wasn't these guys that were even very well trained. They were just shooting from the hip, spraying everywhere. And I mean, if you really look at the distance that they're engaging us, and we took one guy got hit, and I think it was from a ricochet. It was just very untrained military, just trying to shoot us. And it was kind of we didn't stop and engage. It was almost, for us, it was just a drive-by. And we drive. The only difference is we are pretty good shooters, especially at the distance we were engaging at 30 yards roughly. We were hitting what we wanted to hit, and they were hitting nothing. But for us, so it's funny because every firefight you survive, it's kind of like a snowball effect. After we survived that, it was like, wow, they can't hit us, and you just kind of feel more bulletproof and more confident in your training. And that's how, for us, for the progression of that deployment, which was roughly about 17 pretty sizable firefights where we really didn't lose anybody, and it just built that confidence that, hey, our training is worth a damn.